to put them on Pinterest and be found by people who then share them, who are in. And that's how you get more and more people on to read, to get eyes on your writing, and to get those people then to sign up for your freebie. And that's how you put them on your email list. And this podcast is another example. There's somebody who will listen to this podcast specifically because they're interested in employee engagement. So we are going to share a link to your 5-day challenge at the end of the podcast interview. And I will be sharing the podcast out, and people who are interested in employee engagement will listen to it, and we'll go and look for the challenge that we're talking about.
Okay, brilliant.
But there's other podcasts out there. There's lots of ways of getting eyes or ears on your knowledge.
Yeah.
So it could be, finding Twitter chats that people talk about employee engagement, occupational psychology. I don't know enough about your industry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay.
You know what Twitter chats are, but they're out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then sort of other podcast series and stuff like that to try to get in there.
Yes, and the way you get on as a guest on a podcast, Nigel, is certainly listen to the podcasts first, whoever it is you're trying to connect with, and then maybe just send them a message, whether it's on Twitter or by email, to say how much you enjoyed their podcast, and strike up an online relationship with somebody. I remember you getting one of your blog posts shared by somebody in your profession.
Yeah,
delighted with it. It was because you networked with them on Twitter. That was why.
No, that's it. We had sort of chatted a wee bit before, and we were aware of each other and sort of up the same mindset, similar mindset.
So you just keep doing that with people who are within your industry, who you can get, whether it's getting in front of their audiences, or maybe they'll pick up your blog posts and share it out to their audiences as well. There's lots of different ways of really raising your profile, but with the aim of getting people to sign up for that 5-day challenge to get people into your funnel.
Yeah.
The other thing about your email marketing as well, Nigel, is once you get people on an email list, you need to write to them. That might sound really obvious.
Yeah.
But I got an email last night from somebody in America, a female entrepreneur, and I could not for the life of me remember who she was or how on earth I got in her email. And I'm sure, I've no doubt that I signed up for something from her maybe 6 months ago, but I haven't heard from her since. So I immediately unsubscribed and deleted her email.
Yeah. Well, we were writing out to everybody on the newsletter every fortnight.
Right, that's good.
So it was once a fortnight that the newsletter went out. We kept it quite simple. A key blog, and plus then some information around, and I sort of cut 1 or 2 images. It was nice to hear. Can't remember the lady's name on your summit that talked about email marketing was.
Oh, Minal.
Minal, yes. Yeah. And when she was saying about 1 column, 2 or 3 pictures, and small amounts of content.
Yes.
And that's what we do. That's what we've always been doing. Was quite simple, straightforward. 1 blog post and 1 link through to something. So again, interpret, maybe just not as direct into the sale as such.
No, I don't. It's about really making the connection with somebody. Now, I will say when you do a launch of a product, so if you look at in my back catalogue, when I launched my Facebook for Business, it was a product that went on sale for 10 days only. So when you're launching a product, the email marketing is completely different, and you have to sell and you have to send a lot of emails across those 10 days. But that's very different. I think sending out, here's what we're up to. Did you know about this? Here's some helpful information for you in our email once a fortnight sounds perfect.
Yeah.
And do you know what your open rates are for your email? Although you've changed your whole email list, really, haven't you?
So we're looking at the last one about 23% open rate.
Yeah, that's not bad.
We're quite steady. Sometimes that goes up. So again, we're quite steady around that. Should we have more?
Well, it's always good to have more.
But no, I know that's quite decent in terms of what you can expect.
Yes, well, I think that is a good rate. Mine has dipped a little bit, but I was over, what was I, at about 30, 35. It's interesting. I get enough responses back every time I email out that I'm happy with my engagement on my email list. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the fella said that he had 30,000 people on his email, and he realised that a lot of them, I don't know what software he's using. He said a lot of them were either their email addresses were faulty, or they were they had unsubscribed but somehow remained on his system. So that's not how I use ConvertKit, and that doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, he cleaned up his email list and it dropped to 17,000 from 30.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable. For GDPR, I emailed all the people on my list who were considered cold subscribers and just said, if you would like to still hear from me, let me know. Otherwise, I will be removing you from my list by Monday. And I removed 390 people.
Yeah.
So I removed a quarter of my list. It was at 1,600 now. It's built back up to 1,500 already, so I'm not too unhappy about it.
Yeah, well, we have to get to that. Like, how we can get those. Even that sort of wee build up again would be great for us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yes. So I think, does that help if you are writing blog posts that lead people to sign up for your challenge, and you are interacting where your audience hang out and sharing links to your blog posts? I think that is how you're going to get people on your email list. And look out for some podcasters who talk about employee engagement and the corporate world. Contact them and see if you can get on their podcasts. Offer them something. Say you've got a particular viewpoint on such and such within the employee engagement world, or you're a really interesting story to tell about how you got into this whole area. And that people are always interested to hear stories, but certainly contacting or connecting with them maybe first on Twitter or LinkedIn, first of all. And that can get you out to a wider audience again. And then once they're on your list, if they sign up for your 5-day challenge, working on that challenge to turn it into getting people onto the paid challenge and getting them inside your leadership. Yeah,
I think that's a good sort of couple of actions there, because again we can really restructure that challenge and make use of the 30 days of content that we created.
That you've already got, and you've got such good feedback on it already too.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be something that even if people join up, they're going to be happy with.
Yes.
So it's all very practical, very easy for them to do. The feedback to back, even the guys who are doing it at the minute, their teams are enjoying it. So again, that's important.
Brilliant.
And get seen on those other couple of platforms like Medium, and do something a bit more structured on LinkedIn.
Yes, brilliant. And I'll have to talk to you more in the future about other ways of raising your profile. But I think we've done quite well for today. Yeah,
that's good.
I'm glad that you've got some action points.
Yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nigel, so much for for being the first man on my podcast, and B, for being my first online on-air coaching call.
No problem at all. I'm delighted to be both.
Brilliant. And I'll see you in our group call on Friday morning.
Yes, I'll be available this week, I think. So
good stuff. All right, Nigel, thanks a million.
Thank you very much, Louise. All the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Social Bee podcast. Come and join us over at www.socialbeeni.com and let's start creating a buzz about your business. And if you like what you hear, please pop over to iTunes and leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. See you next time.